So now we can go over tools. There are many different tools in FlashPanel, however we won't be able to go over all of them. That being said, we can cover, a couple of the more popular tools. So we can start with email signatures. This is definitely one of the more popular tools. And with FlashPanel, you can push out a signature that will actually go into your user's Gmail and reset their signature to whatever you wish to set it as. Although you can never prevent a user from going in and changing their signature before they send a message. So now we can go ahead and create a signature policy. So from here we can choose to start from scratch, or we can select a template. And even if you do use a template, you can still come in here and add in any extra fields that you would like. What these brackets signify is that it'll pull that contact information from the user spreadsheet. So once you're satisfied, you can preview the signature for a specific user. You can choose to save this as a new template, or you can update this template. On this next page, we can select the users that we want to apply this signature to. And we can select any number of people, groups, and org units, and even all at the same time. On this last step, we can choose to apply this one time, meaning that the signature will go out and reset in these users' Gmail only this once, or we can schedule and apply this. By doing this, we can create a policy out of this and give it a policy name, and we can choose how often we want this to push out, whether it's just daily, weekly, monthly, or yearly. Even though you can never prevent a user from changing their signature every time before they send their email, by having this push out, on a daily basis, you would think that the user would eventually get tired of constantly changing their own signature and would eventually give up. The next tool is our deprovisioning tool. So the idea behind this is normally the deprovisioning process when someone leaves a company kind of requires a lot of different tasks in a lot of different places. So with this, we try to put as many tasks as possible in one place. So we can go ahead and deprovision somebody. So this will pull up a workflow, as we can see here, and as we click through, we can kind of see all the different things that we have access to from this. So we can choose to hide the user in the directory from here. We can have their password reset from here. We can choose how we want to handle their inbox, so we can set up an auto reply and an email delegate. We can transfer their document ownership along with their sites and calendars. We can transfer their group ownership and membership. We can create our own personal checklists for things that are specific to our company, such as maybe a laptop or keys. We can suspend this account from here as well. And at the end, we can see a sort of wrap-up that will give us a summary of the tasks that we have completed, haven't completed, that sort of thing. And then down here at the bottom, we can set a reminder to delete the user, or we can finish and confirm delete for this user. One of our really cool email tools is the email monitor. This is different than an email delegation in that it's a completely incognito way to monitor someone's email activity. The person that's being monitored actually has no way to tell that they are being monitored. And the way this works is by BCCing a TXT file to the monitor of the information that's requested. It's pretty self-explanatory to set up. You can come in here and just put in who you want to be the monitor and the inbox that you want them to monitor, and you add the pairing and click continue. On this page, we can choose our settings. So incoming email and outgoing email are already default, but we can also choose to receive email drafts and chats. And then down here we can choose the date range. If it's indefinite, you can just leave it blank. Continue, and then here you can apply this, and this will take effect pretty immediately. Conversely, we can set up email delegations through FlashPanel. This is something that you probably are familiar with. However, normally the delegation process, when you create them manually through Google, requires an email verification back and forth between the two parties. But by creating it in FlashPanel, you can actually bypass that sort of verification and have this just take effect. Creating a delegation through this is pretty simple. You can just come in here and type in who you want to be the delegate, and then the inbox that you want to give them access to, and you can add the pairing, and you can apply this.